Let's go. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to OK Bud, the podcast where everything's gonna be okay, bud. I am Ben Kissel at Ben Kissel1, hanging out with a woman who is currently shaking her head, Jerii Aquino.
I'm Jerii. Hi. Is everything gonna be okay, bud?
For the sake of this 45 minutes, yes, that's our job.
Okay.
At Miss_Jerii, that's Jerii, and Kyle Ploof.
Hey there.
At Kyle Ploof. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/diebud by next Monday. So we have got five days, basically, until our studio is going to be complete enough to show.
Okay. That's fine. And if it's not,
We're going live
that's,
anyway.
That's fine.
And we'll be.
And that's okay.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
To see our smiling faces again.
I
Can't
know.
wait. Yeah. Although we will be ass down. Wait, face up, face down, ass up.
Oh my God. No, we won't. What do you mean?
I thought it might be good for the numbers. Okay. Also, shoot us an email, okbudpod@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts. Send us some pics and some stories. We have a fantastic email that we got from a gal who is currently 1 year sober.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. And she is wonderful, and so we really appreciate her. Her name is Stephanie, and she sent an email saying that she is on a journey of peace, sobriety, and happiness.
Oh,
She's
I love that.
Absolutely. And she says, merch.
Merch.
It's coming. It's coming.
It is coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming hard.
Including with like a yearly calendar with all of us
Oh, my
every
God.
month.
No one
of
wants-
us. It's a surprise.
I think I'm pretty sure there's one of us that would prefer on their calendar.
Yeah, I know, but
That's
Kyle is only so busy.
Yeah.
He only covers so many months.
That's when Ben can do his face down, ass up.
Oh, yeah.
How about January?
Gaperuary? I don't know. I'm
Wow,
out of ideas.
okay.
It was a long weekend.
April was right there.
Oh, damn.
I'm going to show myself out. April. Perfect. Also, now Pride should be in April as well. It's longer. April.
Yeah.
It all works.
Wow.
Would work.
Son of a bitch. All right. Well, we talk a little bit about things not to do on this show, including going up in a hot air balloon.
Oh, definitely. Miss me with that.
Well, it happened. 8 people are dead.
No, people did it?
They did it.
We told them not to.
I know. They're in Brazil. I don't think we speak Portuguese. So we lost in translation. Absolutely horrible. On Saturday in Santa Catarina.
Oh, my God.
8 people, they went up into a hot air balloon, and then apparently it all caught on fire, and then 8 people died. However, on a positive note, 13 survived.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Isn't that good?
Oh, my God. There's going to be a movie.
A bunch of people were able to jump out, and as they jumped out, the hot air balloon got lighter, so it started going in the air again when it was on fire. So people got stuck. They were too
my
scared to
God.
jump, and it was low.
Get the fuck out
And
of
my
here.
so then it goes
God.
way up into the air. It's on fire, and then comes crashing down. It's
Holy
so scary.
shit. That's
No?
the one time where you want to listen to your instincts.
Jump.
And not, you want to jump, not
Jump.
freeze.
That's a rare time where that intrusive thought that for some reason is implanted in our self-destruct mechanism.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's one of the times it would have been good.
I don't get the voice that says jump. I just get extremely weak in my knees.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I
like,
actually
I
get
turn
sort of
into-
empowered. I'm like, my body's just like, you got the energy, you got the strength, let's
I
go.
think I might have vertigo. I start to just get immediately dizzy and start feeling really weak. Everything feels like jello, and I kind of feel like I am going to fall over. But there's nothing in me that is like, jump, jump.
Oh, that's me in my head. It's like, just do it.
I think that is vertigo, isn't it?
I think that might be
Yeah.
vertigo.
Yeah, interesting.
Well.
Well, some of these people definitely had that. According to local governor, they say, we are all shocked by the accident involving a balloon this Saturday morning. Our rescue team is already on site. So far, we have confirmed 8 deaths. So the rescue team didn't our rescue team is there. So far, 8 people have died.
So far, we've pointed at 8 of them.
Yeah.
They've showed up and it's like, yeah, that one's dead. That one's dead. That one's dead.
You know those funny clowns who come with the long ladders? That's kind of our rescue team.
Also, you can't say like a balloon related like death. You have to say hot air balloon because
Yes.
it just sounds silly.
It really does. Like
An accident involving a balloon that killed 8 people tragically, and it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck were they doing with that balloon?
otherwise, it's like, did they sound all funny because they were on helium?
Their voices are higher. Wow.
So, 21 people were on board, 13 survived, 8 did not. A video was posted on social media because, of course, it was of a hot air balloon catching fire while in the sky. A fire in the sky, but no aliens involved. The balloon then deflates and falls to the ground. According to an eyewitness, they say, we saw 2 people fall from above, and soon after, the basket broke and the balloon fell.
Oh my God.
Nightmare. Also, 21 people on a fuck. That's like a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. If they were like, oh my God,
There's the footage. Jerii has seen it for the first time.
Jesus,
It falls like a rock.
that is terrifying.
Yeah, no good.
And there were 8 people, and then the slowly but
And
surely
then the balloon had the nerve to land safely and slowly.
That's a person.
Oh my God!
Oh, dude, and so I'm assuming that's not a
Holy
survivor.
shit.
No.
Yeah,
They
that's
got low enough for people to jump out and survive, and that's when the 13 of them jumped out. But then it started losing weight and getting higher again. They all got too scared.
How come no one held the basket down?
That's an idea.
Yeah.
Hold the basket down while everyone's getting off.
Yeah, throw some rocks in it.
You know, with the sandbags.
This is why they need big fat Americans. Yeah, you make fun of us now. You wait until you need us on your hot air balloon so it doesn't ascend.
Yeah, totally.
Wow, that is shocking footage.
Professional counterweight.
That's disturbing.
So, as the balloon fell, a woman ran to see where it did fall. She saw 2 survivors. She said she saw a woman covered in mud and in a state of shock, and a man with her who was limping.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Lord. And these are like, I guess they were on vacation, revelers. Who goes? Just don't. You can't do it.
It was a festival, and you were about to go to a hot air balloon festival this
I
weekend.
was going to go see Cody Jinks, who was
Yeah.
one of my white man musicians that I love.
Love that. But it's a good thing you didn't get on a hot air balloon.
I am not
About
allowed.
it?
I am so not allowed on anything that involves anyone that's of normal size. Anything that's made to like average scale, I don't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Universal Studios with my brother. The only ride that I could ride was the log ride, and that's where you
log?
Get soaked.
Yeah, you get all wet and shit, and they're like, "Look at that dipshit," and then afterwards they're like, "Here, you want a picture of you looking like a fucking asshole?"
Yeah,
And-
that is
With your
what they
shirt
do.
stuck to you.
yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, no. But then my brother was like, I do want to remember this. And I was like, all right, yes, here's $90.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's look for that fucking photo.
I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
I want that photo.
I don't like hot air balloons in general just because of the mechanism of action. It just seems
It's
so
archaic,
old timey.
yeah.
But also I used to get invited into one by this guy all the time, and I would be like, is your husband
You
coming too?
constantly
This guy would be like, hey, you gotta come up in this hot air balloon with me. And I was like, is your husband coming too? And he'd be like, no.
Whoa.
This guy just wants to finger me on a hot air balloon.
That is.
Finger you. Whoa, that'll get the heat going. You guys are going to be in Mars. Having lunch on the planet Mars after the hot Boston gay action.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's another thing to realize that we're living in a time in the future where high technology powered aircrafts are not working.
Yeah.
Why would you think that the non-technological, really archaic hot air balloon is going to work any better?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they're going. Maybe that's what they're thinking. They're like, well, engines are falling off of planes, everything. We got one survivor in India. Maybe this is the new form of air travel. Maybe we're going backwards. Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
Well, evidently, it's not the first time this has happened in Brazil. Less than a week before, last Sunday, a balloon carrying 35 people, which was not authorized to fly, it fell. Everybody died.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm sorry. Not everybody died. One person died. And the pilot was arrested. So I guess this is just happening in Brazil, where everyone's like, hot air balloons are in, and then they're packing them in there, which also, that's
Terrifying.
no fun.
Terrifying. Yeah.
And then in this case, just one person died. So I don't know what happened to them. Maybe it was asphyxiation by being surrounded by 34 other people.
Oh man, we are land creatures, people.
We are. Let's
Let's be on the land.
Just make fun of Katy Perry all you want, but when she came back and she kissed the land,
Yes.
weren't we all Katy Perry's lips that day?
Yeah. I was the dirt.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to a story that involves a Colombian.
Okay. Don't you dare look at me like that, Ben. Don't
I know,
you fucking
because
look
I
at me
texted.
like that.
I texted one more of Jerry's people, but Jerii is Dominican,
Thank you.
and I know that. And I am not. I'm blind, race blind, race blind.
Yeah.
So, a Colombian bodybuilder. She was known as the She-Hulk, right? Well, she was beaten to death with a hammer while vacationing in Spain.
Why?
She was beaten?
She was beaten.
Oh, my God.
And then her husband was found dead with self-inflicted stab wounds.
Self-inflicted stab wounds?
I think that something had to do with steroids and a lot of aggression. So she was 43. Her husband, Jerii, was 46. They were both found dead in their rental home where they had been staying for about a month because Jelene, that is the husband, he had a knee surgery. So I bet you he got all hopped up on pills. Now, she went by Amy. She told relatives that Gelling was being aggressive towards her over the past year, and the two were going to get a divorce. But before that, they said, let's go to this bodybuilding competition in Portugal. This is where you got to say, you know what? It's time for me to go. Because this woman, you would think she would be 100% safe because she literally is the She-Hulk.
Yeah, she looks like she smashes watermelons with her thighs.
She probably could.
Yeah.
She says she was being abused and she wanted a divorce. But she stayed with this guy, and then he hit her with a hammer. She was found dead in a bathroom, and then he went and he was like, oh, God, I'm a fucking moron. And then he stabbed himself a bunch of fucking times.
Are you sure?
That's what they're saying.
There's no possible way that someone else came in and foul played both of them?
I don't know. They're saying that it was self-inflicted because, I guess maybe like, how do you...
How do you self-inflict, stab yourself over and over again? I feel like that one time that even if you can wrap it around your brain to do it the first time.
How did Artie Lang do it?
He did it in his stomach a bunch.
Well, he knew he wasn't going to die then.
Yes.
I met Artie one time. Oh, yeah. He ate a lot.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, we were hanging out with all the roasters and all the big-time celebutards.
Yeah.
And they were all being roasty and funny, and I was sitting there being like, I hate this.
Right.
Because I don't give a fuck
I know.
about anything or who you know or what you do. I don't fucking care. I'd rather hang out with a garbage man because at least they do something with their life.
Mm-hmm.
And then Artie ordered 2 full meals, including sides.
Ooh.
And then at the end, one of the big roasters, you know him as the Roastmaster General, Plug, he said, you wanted to order another thing? And then Artie said, you'd be surprised. And I said, what's the answer? No. And I got to laugh.
Oh, roasting.
I roasted, and boy, is that
Wow.
fun. Anyway, her body showed obvious signs of violence that the man and that of the man's signs indicating a suicide type death, which is something that the autopsy will have to confirm. So they're just looking at the guy being like self-inflicted. But I really wish it was her. I mean, if this was a hammer versus knife fight, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, she must have gotten in a few good blows before the final one.
Yeah.
I'm going to be fucking stabbed to death. Man, you just want to get a couple of nice puncture wounds.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, if this woman can be abused, anyone can be abused.
Be careful out there.
Seriously.
And you know, my gay older brother, I don't want to speak out of school, but you know, he's 6'11" and he dealt with it. So it doesn't matter the size, it's emotional.
It is.
It is emotional.
I felt like I've dealt with it. We've all dealt with it.
I
We've
definitely
all dealt
have.
with it. Mm-hmm. But the nice thing is I have no ability to stab myself because that sounds really painful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would go like beautiful Marilyn Monroe,
Just a bottle
full of JFK's semen.
wow.
Yep. So anyway, this is that's the story. But the She-Hulk, she is now gone, and that is sad. In addition, Menendez boasted more than 100,000 followers on her OnlyFans.
Wow.
Oh, Ooh, smashing cantaloupes.
That is one muscular snooch.
Exactly. And I have seen, because I did watch Backdoor to China, which the WWE superstar. No, it's not about immigration. We don't talk about that right now. And I gave her an award for Best Mainstream to Porn for the Fleshpot Awards. And she was on steroids, and her clitoris was
it's
very
huge.
long. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very long.
Very long.
It was penile-like.
Oh, isn't that interesting that it doesn't do it shrinks the men's balls, but it elongates the female frontal.
The great equalizer.
Yeah.
I was at a jiggle joint in Edinburgh, and a chick that I was just hanging out with there for
Reading books with at coffee shops?
yeah.
Playing cards.
She was like, "You want to see something?" And I was like, "All right," because I'm all stupid. And then she spread her what is called labia. Children, this is an educational
Oh my
podcast.
God.
And what protruded, whatever the fuck it was, I felt like I needed a flamethrower and I should kill it.
Wow.
It was scary, but she apparently had quite sensitivity, and she bragged about how she orgasms easily.
I fully believe that. Good for her.
Yep. So anyway, to all the OnlyFans followers of the unbelievable Colombian She-Hulk, we are sorry. Our sympathies go out to you.
Yeah.
And be very careful out there, because can you trust fucking anyone?
Yeah, if you get help, tell a loved one. Take it seriously, because you never know when it's gonna all blow up in your face.
Yeah, maybe less.
Hammer.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, get rid of all the hammers in your house. No, you can't do that.
No, you can't get rid of the hammers. Well, that's why we can't have hammers anymore.
Right, right. Well, let's move on to a story of pure Americana.
Okay.
It does involve an arrest and the controversial act of burning of the American flag, which I stand by as a First Amendment right to protest. We have a freedom of speech, and that speech allows us to burn the American flag. This woman, I almost wanted to make her hero of the week, but technically, I don't know where her heart is. Oh. Her name is Brianna Laird. She's a 21-year-old. She's currently behind bars. Why? Because it was 4:25 in the morning, and she stole a bunch of American flags. And then she lit them on fire about 60 miles from Des Moines. But why is this woman such a hero? Because she did this. She had an American flag tied around her head, and she was not wearing pants or underwear.
Oh.
So she was butt-ass. She was Winnie the Pooh in it. And she had a flag on her head, and then she had a flag, and she was lighting it on fire, and it's damn near 5 o'clock in the morning. And I just feel like this is Americana, and it's beautiful, and play some Creedence Clearwater Survival.
Yes.
Revival. I'm sorry.
There it
Thank
is.
you so much. And let's go.
And it's also Gay Pride Month. This also happened in a city called Bussy.
Gay Pride Month as opposed to what? Straight Pride Month?
It's Gay
We get
Pride
11
Month
months.
in the city of Bussy.
Just Pride.
Bussy.
Bousse.
Bousse. We get
you're gay and
11. We get 11
it's
months.
bousse.
You get 1 month.
Yeah.
Because right now are the corporations still gay? Are they still gay?
Yeah, until July 1st.
Oh, okay, great. Then they're back to America.
Yeah, then they're like Homo sapiens.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but honestly, this is all screaming either like crazy night out
Oh yeah.
or meds going off.
This is Iowa. There's nothing to do. She's in the town of Bussy, and which is really kind of that's what you do when you
It
get
is
in there.
pretty
You're like, can I get a Bussy out of here? Thank you, hon. And there is a bunch of drugs were found in a bag.
That's wild. She doesn't even have like a face. Don't judge a book by its cover, 'cause this one is very cute.
The Midwest.
I didn't realize anarchy was so adorable.
The Midwest is still a bastion of pure and utter freedom. No one's there. So you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Right.
That's why this woman thought she had carte blanche to go butt-ass naked except for an American flag tied to her head and burn American flags. The problem was she stole the flags. You got to buy the flag if you're going to burn it.
Yeah, you have to, apparently. That seems to be the one problem that everyone's upset with. Like, no one else is upset about any other part of this story.
Well, it's kind of awesome to see it.
No, I love it.
Pussy out and she's burning the
It's
flag and be
crazy.
like, well, are we married? Are you my wife?
Right.
So she lives in Knoxville, which is, I guess, a city outside of Bussy. It's Knoxville,
Knoxville,
Iowa.
Iowa.
Yeah.
I hate that.
So it's not, anyway, not a lot going on in Knoxville, Iowa. So she was locked up on a $4,000 bond. She was arraigned on a host of charges, including arson, assault, indecent exposure, theft, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And then she also had a criminal complaint filed against her for desecration of a flag. But again, that's what our soldiers fight for. And that's the ultimate beauty of our nation.
It is.
Is that you're allowed to burn our flag.
Yeah.
But then, of course, there might be some people say, don't burn our flag.
There's a rule that says
okay,
you have to burn the flag if it touches the ground.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you drop it on the ground, you're supposed to burn it.
Well, that's not why.
That's
Bad luck.
7 years bad luck. I think it's supposed to be.
As a nation.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think we've dropped a couple of flags, guys.
I think so.
I think it's because they say it's disrespectful towards the dead.
Yeah.
Is it the same way that people say you shouldn't put your purse on the ground because it's, I don't know, disrespectful to your outfit or something?
What? Oh, I never heard of that. But I mean,
Yeah, no, well, it's obviously you guys don't have purses, but girls will tell you that's the thing. You're not supposed to put your purse on the ground.
maybe it's a safety thing.
Yeah, no, I think it's a bad luck thing.
Oh, get a little mouse in there and
Yeah.
through all your ones.
Because if you drop it, you have to set it on fire. Who wants to do that? Then I
Oh,
have to go
my-
back to Nordstrom Rack.
Only the finest. Only the finest. Yeah, I think if you burn the flag because it dropped on the ground and then someone comes up to you and they're like, fuck you, man, don't burn the flag. It's the similar to like wearing a swastika, but then you have to explain that you're a Buddhist. Because the people would be like, I can't believe you're burning the flag. And you're like, no, I'm doing it because I'm super patriotic.
Yeah.
And then vice versa,
Right,
where it's like,
right,
I
yeah,
super
yeah.
love. That's why I'm wearing the swastika. I love love.
Oh my God, it's like that time at the bar that I got so upset that someone was using the F words, baguette. And then I was
yes.
very drunkenly upset and I was saying, oh man, they said the F word, they said the F word. And then later on, I got a complaint that I was saying the F word and they thought I was doing it as a hate crime. And I was like, no, I was hate crime. And they were, this is hate crime reversal.
Well, be very careful when you're screaming baguette
Yep.
in a public setting without any sort of frame of reference.
You need context.
You need
context every single time.
You hate crimed your own people. All right. What's the reason for the purse on the ground, Kyle?
There are a bunch of cultures and traditions, including the Chinese, Eastern European, and some Hispanic and Caribbean traditions that hold the belief that it's a disrespectful act. First, there's financial implications that they say purse on the floor, money out the door,
Why?
Nice.
because you disrespect your money. And if you're throwing your money on the floor, then it's going to go out the door.
You don't, it doesn't even matter to you. You're just chucking it away.
Yeah.
Well, then it's going to fly away.
Disrespect my money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to stop. We got to stop this culture of greed. Go to our Patreon, patreon.com/die, but for a measly $10 a month, it's nothing to you.
Please.
We got 3 podcasts up there now.
Please, God. Okay. Yes, money, the root of all evil. So it's money out the door, and then it's just unsanitary, and it's just not very womanly. Is that it?
No, it's disrespectful to your outfit.
That's it. Okay, fantastic.
That's it.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you for the fantastic update.
That's me. I'm Kyle.
We needed to know that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, does anyone care that Hulk Hogan's opening up a bar?
Oh.
Where?
Sick of not being roofied? Go to Hulk Hogan's bar. So I don't know. It's right across from Madison Square Garden, apparently.
Oh, man.
Yep, and it is going to be opened. He's paying $7 million for it. It's a 9,000 square foot bar, and Hulk Hogan is the name behind it. He made his WWE debut in 1979 at Madison Square Garden, and of course, he headlined many a WrestleMania there. What do you think the name of the sports bar is going to be, Kyle?
Hogan's Brotherhood, brother.
Very Clansy, okay?
Okay. Well, welcome to the Hulk.
Welcome to the Hulk.
Everyone-
No,
everyone's
that's
a
not
friend
it.
here.
It
The handlebar mustache.
that is gay. I like that.
That'd be really cool, right?
That needs to be in the East Village.
Yeah.
Handlebar mustache.
Likely is.
I'd be like, I can't talk. I went to handlebar mustache last night. I can still taste it.
Yum.
The name of the bar is Slam.
Slam! Dup, dup, dup.
Slam.
Slam.
Because
So
you're gonna get slammed in there.
you're gonna get slammed,
Yeah.
which is also something he did to Andre the Giant, which was a big deal.
Yes.
Mm.
So
Man, his teeth are amazing.
Yeah, they're fake.
Well, duh. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They just look fantastic, like on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going to have the same. He had a list of rules at his bars in Florida that he said, if you're coming in here, no bandanas, no sunglasses, no torn clothing, no wife beater T-shirts, no boots, which is clearly a dog whistle to like no black people in here. But
that's exactly what he
dresses
wears.
like. Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking about? That's exactly what he wears all the time.
I'm the only one that dresses like that, brother.
That's not
He doesn't want competition.
clearly.
No, he doesn't want it. So
Oh
we'll
my
see.
God.
We'll see if this venture does do that because the thing about Hulk Hogan is the black community is a little bit, they don't love him
No.
because
For good reason.
He dropped the N-bomb a bunch when he found out his not talentless daughter, but like daughter who wasn't necessarily made out to be a pop star, Brooke Hogan.
Oh, I remember Brooke.
I heard she's very nice, though.
I'm sure she's
very down to earth.
Yes, I'm sure she's. Well, I mean,
Well, yeah, you have to be.
and her mom is so crazy.
Yeah.
Both of her parents.
Her mom banged her son's best friend to like cheat on Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then Hulk Hogan banged his best friend, Bubba the Love Sponge's wife, because he was like, why don't you just have sex with my wife?
That was
very sad.
That was Bubba the Love Sponge. Bubba the Love Sponge is a bit of a cuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
But then it was-
now that's friendship.
It
That
was
is
filmed, and then they released it without his consent, he says, and then
Yes.
he took down a $100 million empire.
Wow.
Gawker.
Gawker.com.
That was where Peter Thiel, which we talk about a lot on Ben Kissel Politics because he's about to own the world. Peter Thiel wanted to take down the head of Gawker, so he used Hulk Hogan as a Trojan horse to do that.
I didn't realize that was Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Quite interesting.
Wow.
But yeah, the main problem was that Brooke Hogan fucked a black guy, and then he said
Oh my
on the
God.
phone after he banged Bubba the Love Sponge's wife how upset he was that she fucked a. You can fill in the blank.
Whoa.
Boop. So the bar is going to be filled with Hogan memorabilia. And it's going to be pretty cool, apparently. And they're going to serve real American beer, which is the name of the Hulk Hogan beer.
Uh-huh.
And so that's probably not good tasting at all.
That's what he got booed at WrestleMania for coming out. He came out with an American Lager T-shirt, and people were just like, boo!
And I would
Wow.
like to point out that Jerii is sitting through this and texting because it makes sense because we have talked about wrestling for far too long.
Yeah, no, it's obviously, you guys know I tune out eventually when you start wrestling, rah, rah, rah. And back in the day when fucking, and not to mention it with
We were
politics.
talking about racism.
Yeah, no, then I was there for that. The last thing I said was, boop, and then he completely lost me.
So anyway, Slam on the Jumbotron is going to play all of Hulk Hogan's matches so you can see his butt so straight guys can go there and pretend they're not at a gay bar because it's wrestling,
Right.
not fucking.
Yeah, that's what all straight men want you to think.
Yeah.
That's what we want. Yeah,
It's foreplay.
it's fun
Yeah,
It's not sex.
and it's cool.
it's a brotherhood.
Brother.
It's brotherhood, man. Well, and now there's a lot of chicks and babes too.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so that's happening. So check that out if you're in Madison Square Garden and you want to go have a beverage afterwards.
That is really, really strange that it's just like in 34th Street, New York City, like
Yep.
a bustling just town, city, place.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's going to be a bunch of random wrestling fan rednecks.
No, they're
On
not
34th
rednecks per se. They're fat nerds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Madison
Oh,
Square
well, okay.
Garden. Madison Square Garden is like the mecca of wrestling
It
in a
is?
major city. Yeah, they had so many classic wrestling moments there.
See,
They
I
really
didn't know
did.
that at all. I
Yeah.
just went to a bunch of concerts there.
Yeah, me too.
I ran into Florence from Florence and the Machine
Whoa.
at a Kanye West concert.
She was out without the machine?
Yeah, she was without the machine in the audience, like a peasant.
Wow.
That's awesome.
pretty
it was
cool.
fantastic.
All right.
I love
Very
Florence
cool.
and the Machine.
Yeah, and then she started getting sworn by people, and then the security guard was like, you know, you don't have to sit out where the peasants sit, right? And she's like, oh, I guess I'll go sit next to Kim Kardashian. And then they took her away.
I didn't realize Florence was a real person.
Yeah, it was great.
Isn't that exciting? All right. Well, let's move on to a story from Long Island. So, a Long Island school, apparently geese have taken to the school because they want to get an education, but they are shitting everywhere.
Oh, geese shit is, yeah.
Yes. So, apparently, they get bombarded with goose poop. And so, because of that, they have said, well, we're going to get celebrity dogs that are quite good. at knowing where the goose shit is and geese, and they're going to chase him around and they're going to get him out of there.
Do their poops come out curly too?
I don't know.
They're like long snakes, and they turn white immediately.
Yeah.
They do, don't they?
Yeah.
What's
Gross.
up with that?
So annoying.
Fucking know what geese.
It's annoying. That annoys you?
Yeah, because
is
it's all
annoying.
over the fields and stuff in baseball and the suburbs.
Yeah. This is like a really fancy ass school. So they got this dog named Tuck, and he's a trained border collie.
Tuck?
Tuck.
Well, he's gay.
Yeah. Just this month. So Tuck, a sharply trained herding border collie, they chase around hundreds of what they call honkers.
Honk, honk.
Which are geese. So according to Michael F. Stokes, he says, I've seen fields completely covered, and all he does is run up, make that first turn, and clear it within 10 seconds.
You just got Tuck clearing off all the honks.
Yep.
Yeah, because they're not scared of people anymore. They'll stay and hiss at you.
They don't
Yeah,
care.
they are really. They're gangster.
And then all Tuck needs is a little time in front of the mirror where he says, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Exactly. Exactly. Tuck.
They should have all just given Buffalo Bill their skin. Yeah, I would have been like, Buffalo Bill, thank you for choosing me because you love my skin and it's perfect skin and you can have some of it. Mm-hmm. We should have just donated skin to that man.
I bet if you would have just put up like a little lemonade stand about it.
Yeah.
Or a GoFundMe about it. I don't know if you can mail your skin. But
I would give somebody a solid 5-inch patch, I guess.
I can't really take it. I can't really
No, you don't have
spare
enough.
any. Yeah.
I have all this loose skin too, so I could actually spread some out, chop it off with a machete, and just throw it at their face.
I could be a really good skin coordinator for him and then end up getting some in return.
You know what?
Just pay me in skin. I could use a little bit more ass.
Just skin, though?
Just skin ass.
Skin, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Just every time you fart, everyone windows break.
What?
Like a lot of, I don't know.
Reverberation?
Yeah, reverberation. So the principal says, we had a lot of goose poop. Even the kids say there's less goose poop now when they come. This is so gross. They say even the kids say there's less goose poop when they come in from recess. It's funny to talk about, but it's a real problem because the kids would get it on
They'll
their
eat
clothes. Yeah.
There'll definitely be some kids that'll eat it.
Yeah. And it's like a really fancy school, so they just roll around in goose shit all day. Which I kind of like, actually.
It's not what I am paying $135,000 a year for.
Seriously. Speaking of skin, yesterday I did think, what kind of tattoo would I get?
Wait, what? That made you because of pig skin?
No. Whoa, offensive. My skin. German skin. Yes, I do suntan like a pig. Where I get pinker and pinker and pinker. And then I'm like, I'm done.
Nice.
No, but I would get this is why I'm not going to get a tattoo. And I'm not even going to tell you.
What tattoo are you going to get?
It would be wrestling related.
Tell me what tattoo. Oh, damn. Wait,
It's going to be
tell me.
the Mount Rushmore of my favorite wrestlers on my forearm. Shut up! I Googled Mick Foley
That
tattoos.
should be on your back, though.
Shut up.
It
No.
has to be on a nice little, a canyon.
I thought it'd be cool on my forearm, and then I would get whole horror guys on my other arm.
Oh, that'd be nice. But are they
autistic.
also in Mount Rushmore
Yeah.
fashion?
Or you get the horror icons dressed as the wrestlers. So
Yeah.
you double it up.
It's autistic.
That's a little too specific.
I'm autistic. I literally was like, I want to get my wrestlers on, but I don't. I'm not. That's why I'm not going to get a tattoo.
Get the tattoo.
I'm not because it's embarrassing.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
I know. And then I would go on, and then I was like, oh.
I would never stop laughing.
This tattoo puts the ick in autistic.
Yeah. I thought it puts the awesome in autistic.
There you go.
Aw.
Anyway, back to the kids. They're rolling around in shit.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they do best.
I know. That's what they're supposed to do. Yeah. Builds the immune, as I believe Kyle said.
So, maybe fences or something to block off the geese?
No, because geese, they fly for fucking sure. They fly. Of course they do,
Oh, yeah.
Ben.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they fly over it.
Turkeys fly.
Barely.
No, they don't.
They do. It's crazy.
No.
It's scary.
Only when they're pardoned.
Thank you. Bye.
Pardon me.
Yeah. If you're a pardoned turkey, what do you even fucking do with your life?
Serious.
Where do they send them? Where do the
They definitely
Fucking streets of Massachusetts. They're like
Hey,
walking in the middle of the road now. They don't give a fuck.
they get killed no matter what?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. There's less geese, which means there's less geese shit on this field where a bunch of kids roll around.
Where this one school is at. Whew.
Yeah, and surprisingly, and apparently the kids really like it because they say when they're having a really hard day, and you can't be that upset when you see a dog rolling around and wanting a back rub, but also the dog is covered in shit.
Yeah. Nothing makes my day brighter
Then
than the geese poop covered dog.
right. 'Cause-
Security guard.
Yeah, security dog.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Does he have a cast on?
I don't know.
Oh no, that was one of the park playground poles.
Oh yeah, no, he probably will have to at some point.
Yeah. You get to run around in school and be like, "Hey, where's your hall pass, sir?"
Yeah, snitch dog. That's why I love dogs. But yeah, sometimes there are snitch dogs. All right. Well, just lastly, maybe just a little tech news. In good tech news, because you know me and my robots and AI, and I think we're in a slippery slope. We're already there. We're on the bottom of said slope. Mm-hmm. But in good news, this was interesting. In Africa, a surgery was performed from the United States. So there was
What?
Yes, there was a robot in Africa, and the surgeons were in the U.S., and they grabbed their little remote controls, and they performed surgery on a patient in Angola.
That is so strange. I mean, it's risky.
Yeah, but it worked. So
my God.
that's cool.
What was the surgery?
Let's see here. So they operated in the United States to Africa. It was FDA approved. The man in Angola otherwise would not have been able to get the surgery. It was a prostatectomy. Prostatectomy.
It's a prostate removal.
They took out his fun spot.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be our clitoris.
You guys don't even like touching it.
I'm not touching. I would need somebody very professional.
From the outside, it's fine.
What?
So
From the outside.
yeah,
You go inside, then it's...
I don't think you can touch it from
It's
the outside.
all the
Kyle.
way inside.
Yeah, it's all inside.
No, you do a little rub on the bottom there.
No, you can't touch the prostate
Your
from
prostate.
the outside.
Yes, you can.
You're thinking of
Use
the
the
gooch.
tape. Yeah, you're
taint.
talking
You
the
think-
perineum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where your prostate is.
No,
No.
Yes.
No.
I don't think so. Can you search that? Is the prostate by the tunt?
Yes.
Is it right above?
I don't think so. Because otherwise we'd be sitting on it, bro. We'd be coming all the time.
Dude, my root chakra is on fire right now.
Yeah. You'd be like, go,
I've been sitting for 8 hours.
What are you doing? I'm sitting.
I'm fucking sitting as fuck, bro.
Yeah. I hope not. That'd be awful. Kyle, are you proven wrong?
They're saying the perineum is the target for the prostate massage. So yeah, I mean that's what I mean. You're not actually touching it, but you're rubbing up against it.
Huh. Well, that should feel better to sit then.
I mean, you might as well go into the entrance wound if you want to.
Entrance
Yeah.
wound.
Yeah,
Exactly.
instead of creating your own one by poking up the fucking in-betweens.
Well, that's what this guy did.
So
So
a little knock on the door.
Dr. VIP, his name is Vip Patel, very cool. He was operating on this man in America again, and this was in Angola where the person was. They call it telesurgery. It's becoming more common, and you know me, I always try to point out some positive. You know how I'm always pointing out positives.
Yeah, you're a very positive person.
In some ways, yes. This is nice. This is great.
This is very nice. But also, I'm curious, what was the doctor in America? What were they performing on?
It was supposed to be a LASIK surgery, and they just ripped out his prostate by accident.
No, it wasn't, Kyle. They had a little machine in front of them, and it was all cameras, and then literally it's a remote control. It's like a game. It's like what?
So they could see the person's
Yes.
body.
Yes, they could see everything.
And then
they
they were-
had their little like like Atari things, and they did it all from there.
Atari things. Maybe they had maybe it was more like an iPad and like
Maybe.
with like an iPad pencil thing.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
But either way, that is good.
That is very good.
So for every life a robot dog takes, one robot will go take the pleasure spot out of a man in
prostate?
Angola. Also, are they selling it?
Probably.
Oh my God, this might be nefarious.
Yeah.
Well, that came from African news. So
Well, I'm glad it worked out for him.
I am glad.
That's really awesome. I would have been scared shitless if I was about to go under and they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, your doctors couldn't exactly make it, but it's cool. They're still going to do it via this robot."
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Count backwards from 10.
Well, I was watching on Instagram for some reason. Women say male gynecologists don't. No one goes to a male gynecologist anymore, right?
Yeah, no one ever wants to.
And then one woman commented, I felt I was violated by a male gynecologist, and the nurses said that's just the way he does it. So,
Wow.
if it's a male gynecologist or a robot gyno, would you rather have the robot?
Oh. Robot's not going to do a taste test.
Ugh, Kyle.
What the fuck, Kyle? Jesus Christ.
Kyle, robot?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Robot. All right,
Sure,
robot won.
Robot, fine.
Robot doctor wins.
Fine.
The hand that rocks the cradle.
But also rather fuck robots than men, so it makes sense.
Whoa.
That's a dildo joke, guys.
Yeah.
Dildo. Oh, my comment went viral on Instagram.
I know.
I asked for discreet packaging because they were carrying a bomb on a big truck. You can find that on Instagram. Probably you'll probably stumble upon it. It's pretty viral. It's pretty viral.
Viral.
All right. Any comments on this fantastic Monday episode?
Oh, yes. Critical Clip said, used to work with assisting with autopsies. You'd be surprised the range of self-inflicted injuries.
Okay.
So they get to finding out if they really stabbed themselves or not.
All right.
Vanessa says Kyle's a dick magnet. Yes.
I believe that.
Not during Gay Pride Week. Any other time, yes.
Okay. Well, that's actually
It's
much more.
just pride. It's not gay pride. It's just pride.
Pride.
It's just pride?
It's just pride.
It's just pride. Okay, fine. We're all
A
involved.
deadly sin.
No, Kyle.
In the Bible, that's what they say.
The Bible is wrong,
Jesus.
Kyle.
Hano Man says, this dog is butt of the week if I've ever heard of one. But Hysternicate said, no, Ben will make an inanimate object or a concept butt of the week.
I'm very close to making Goose shit butt of the week. It might be the shit itself, which is giving this dog a job.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Jeff said, I hate geese as well, but wouldn't that be against the Migratory Bird Act to mess with them? I didn't know there was such an act.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fucking protections for these birds.
Because they're all cameras.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
They're tech. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back later this week. Hail yourself. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.